Hey there, I'm Dan Martell, serial entrepreneur, investor, and creator of SaaS Academy. In this episode, I'm going to share with you how to invest in relationships to achieve your biggest dreams and goals. And be sure to stay at the end where I'm going to share with you my Dream 100 framework, how to identify the 100 people that I guarantee if you got into your world would allow you to achieve the most ambitious dreams and goals possible for you in your life. So the other day I was doing a coaching call with my clients, and a new client actually, it was right at the end of the call, he actually asked a question that kind of took me a little sideways. And he said, "Hey, Dan, not really SaaS related, because we were all SaaS founders on the call." He goes, "But if you could go over and start over again in your business," because he was kind of starting off, he was a little bit the ways, but he was a young guy. He said, "What would you do different?" And it made me think, because there's literally thousands of things. When people say, like, what's the secret to success? Thousands of different things you could do to be successful, from personal accountability to productivity to team to et cetera, et cetera. But I said, what really struck to me when I say, like, when did my life kind of go like this and take a different trajectory, was when I started investing in relationships. And I wish I would have done that a decade earlier. And not really a decade. I was probably 25 when I started first outreaching and getting to know people, and I started building companies when I was 17. So what I want to share with you in this video is how I went from literally more introverted, super nervous about reaching out to people, scared that they would say no, that they would judge me, that I would say something stupid if I even had the chance to speak with them. And really the strategies I've implemented today were now, I've been privileged to get invited by guys like Richard Branson to spend a week at his house in Switzerland, to have Mark Cuban invest in my company, to have Travis Kalanick, the founder and CEO of Uber, be an investor and mentor in my company Flowtown. And just, really when I look at my relationships and the folks that I get to travel around the world with and do incredible things like rally car racing and snowboard and heli trips, kiteboarding. I'm not trying to brag, but in a week I'm jumping on a private jet and I'm going to 8 different cities all around Europe. Those kind of things are 100% a byproduct of relationships and people. And this is how I would encourage you, starting off potentially today, to really get the most out of it. Number 1, go out. So it's a pretty straightforward fundamental, but if you don't leave your desk, if you're just sitting there and typing on your keyboard and getting what I call the keyboard cowboy tan, that like pale looking skin, you're not gonna meet anybody, okay? Like, I think, who was it? Jared, who was it that said that? Showing up, 80% of success is just showing up. The director. No, he was the director.
Oh, Spielberg?
No, it was somebody in the comments. Let me know. It was, oh man, Woody Allen. 80% of success is just showing up. Get out of your office. Here's what that looks like, though, is there are entrepreneurial events in your city you probably don't even know happen. I don't care if you live in a small town, they exist. There are events that you can jump on a 45-minute flight to get to the nearest bigger city around you and join those events. There are groups of people doing activities on, and it could even be nonprofits, but you just got to get out and force yourself. Even if you're like, Dan, I'm an introvert, that drains me. Great, then don't tell me that you want to achieve this level of success building companies and then think that you're just going to sit in your office and do nothing and it's going to happen. Your ability to fast track and get access to knowledge and information that's going to help you accelerate your growth and even deals, opportunities for customers, is going to be a byproduct of you communicating with other human beings. Don't think that you can sit behind a keyboard, do Zoom sessions, Skype sessions, chat sessions, emails, and accomplish the same thing. There is something physiological that happens when you sit in front of another human being and have a conversation and look at them eye to eye and break bread. So highly recommend, get out of your office and get out, make the commitment today. Number 2, host dinners. Here's why I think, and I've done full videos on founder dinners and the structure I use, and you can even buy the book Mastermind Dinners by my buddy Jason Gaynard. It is the Bible for that. I was inspired by a book called Never Eat Alone by Keith Ferrazzi. But here's the reason, because a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know if I could do this, da-da-da-da-da. The easiest way, if you're going to go to an event, you go and you go out, then just organize a dinner, invite a few people you meet. It can literally be that simple. You're interacting, you sit next to somebody, hey, I'm John, hey, what are you doing for dinner? Great, I'm organizing a group of people, just like you, for dinner. Are you free? Yeah. Then you go find 2 other people to organize that dinner. You just told them that you're organizing because it may not be true. That's the way you do it. You just start doing it. Like, I don't know, like, there are other people that feel like you and they just need somebody to be the catalyst, to be the connector in the center of it, to pull them out of their office. It doesn't matter if you're an entrepreneur, an employee, this strategy works. It's incredible. And it's through that, what the research has shown is that the biggest opportunities don't come from strong connections, they come from weak connections. Meaning that all the opportunities you could extract from somebody you know well, like your best friends or your colleagues or your coworkers, those have probably already been identified. But the bigger opportunities, the new opportunities are going to come from your weakest connection. So these are typically new people or friends of friends. When you tell them what you're up to, they go, oh, I know a guy, let me make an introduction. That is crazy powerful. And breaking bread, lunch, breakfast, keep it simple. If you want to go do dinners, those are fun too, but it's a bigger commitment because if somebody has a family, it's a bigger ask. I love when people invite me to lunches because those are easy for me. Everybody's got to eat. Why not eat with a group of peers that might teach, inspire, or that you can be helpful to somebody else? So host dinners. Number 3, perfect your intro. This is a huge shout out to my brother, Clay Hebert. He is the creator of the perfect intro. And I think that this is probably one of the most fundamental things you need to learn if you're really, truly going to connect and build relationships. Here's why is too often, maybe it's a belief mindset of I don't want to brag, I don't want to be boastful, I'm humble, whatever it is you have. When somebody genuinely leans in, wants to know what you do, you downplay it. Well, I do this. Okay, you might own a 10 million a year software business and you go, I build a web app. And that's just like I've seen founders do that. Somebody asks them, hey, Mark, what do you do? I build a web app. Okay, he's got 60 employees, does over 10 million in revenue, and just got awarded fastest growing company in the whole state. That's who Mark is. Dude, step up your game. And I'm not saying you have to come out of the gate with that, but understand how to introduce yourself and really just say who you serve. So Clay's framework, the perfect intro, you can Google it, go watch it. He's taught it all over. He's got a book coming. It is so simple. It's I help who your ideal customer is get, and then result you help them get. If you just start there, then what happens is people lean in and go, oh, how do you do that, right? One of my friends, Melanie, her perfect intro is I help entrepreneurs create memorable experiences. So all of a sudden, if I'm saying, hey, Melanie, what do you do? And she says that, I go, well, I'm an entrepreneur. How do you do that? What kind of events do you? And then boom, 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 opportunity to brag a little bit. And it's not to brag to show off. It's to give enough context for who the person is so that we can identify opportunities together. That is the reason why, especially as a Canadian, so many people are so reserved and they don't want to come off that way. I'm telling you, you're hurting yourself. You can pull back the onion layer by layer. You don't have to come out with a big brag, but you got to be able to perfect your intro. This is why I lived in San Francisco for 5 years, and I believe that one of the benefits of being in that environment is that on a daily basis, you have the opportunity to iterate, right? On a daily basis, I might be asked 20 to 50 times. I'm not even joking, because you go to an event, you go to a lunch, you meet people, you're walking down the street, you run into friends, etc. What do you do? That many times you get to iterate. You get to see in somebody's eyes like, did he get it? Right? Oh, nope, didn't get it. Totally confused. All right, I'm going to try something different next time. And it's that iteration that makes that city specifically so powerful. You might only get asked once or twice a month. So do the work, perfect it. I help ideal customer get result that you help them get, be specific, and that'll open up the conversation for your perfect intro. Number 4, add value. Now, here is the biggest thing is I literally met a guy and I said, so what do you do? And he says to me, I can't even make this up, I am one of the most connected people, blah, 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 blah. Literally, once he started saying connected people, I was like, that was his spiel. He was selling himself to me that he was a well-connected person. And here's the deal, is he sounded like he knew of people. But what I'm more interested is how well do they know you and how much do they trust you? Because here's what I've learned is that if we can add value to people, if we can help other people, if we can go out of our way and create connections for people, then that creates a level of trust, a level of reciprocity, a level of invested currency in that relationship, where that person isn't just somebody you know. I don't know why some people think of it as almost like collecting baseball cards. That's not what I'm talking about here. It's not because, oh, that person knows my name. That's the craziest thing in the world. What I want to know is if I call that person, they're going to pick up. If I email that person for a favor, they're going to respond. If there's a situation where I'm in trouble, that I can get some support. Like, to me, that is why we add value, to be able to give first without any expectation whatsoever, so that at some point maybe they feel the need to reciprocate, or if you need a favor, you can call it in, okay? Now, I know a lot of people that just give, and they never ask. That's not good either, because you don't allow the other person to reciprocate, which creates some tension. Most people don't know this. I have a very good friend who always gives, he never asks, and then all these people are like, hey man, it's not cool, you never asked me for a favor. It's almost they take it as an insult. So you want to add value. How do you do that? Offer introductions to specific people that can solve that person's problem. Don't do it blind. Ask them first. The worst, I had this happen the other day. Hey, Dan, meet X. You guys should talk. No context, no understanding why. I knew the person well enough. I feel like I trusted them. I scheduled a 15-minute conversation, and literally it was two guys on a call trying to figure out why we got connected in the first place. It was awkward. Don't do that. If you know somebody that can be helpful, offer it. If you know that there's a potential client that would be perfect, offer the introduction. But add value first without any expectation whatsoever. Number 5, stay connected. One of the things, if somebody asks me like, what do you do really well? I don't feel like I continue to add to the top of like my network. I feel like I've really, thought thoughtfully about my Dream 100, which I'm going to share with you guys in a second, how to learn more about. And what I've done really well is just stay connected, meaning that what I do, it's simple. I don't have a CRM. I don't make it super scientific. I literally have a list of people in each city. And sometimes I'll even use Facebook. So if you go on Facebook and say, who lives in San Francisco, or my friends who live in San Francisco, my friends who live in New York, it'll actually show you all your friends that are in those cities. And then what I do when I travel, I organize lunches, dinners, or breakfasts, and I invite them to it, or I'll create an event. I do a trip every year, 48 incredible entrepreneurs. We jump on a helicopter, we go skiing, incredible powder, and it's something I get to curate. And really, as I meet new people, as I want to stay connected with old friends, I invite them on that trip, and it's just a really great way to do that. But to me, it's just being somewhat thoughtful to write their name down, stay connected, see how you can help, and just invest. I think that too often, what I love, and again, my buddy Jason Gaynard said this, is, if you do things right, if you manage your integrity and you deliver on what you say and you do all these things, the most valuable thing of all of this is, yes, opportunities to grow, opportunities to learn, be around people that inspire you, all incredible things. The most powerful thing for me is knowing that no matter what happens to me in my life, bad decision, lose everything, right? Whatever it is. I wouldn't even say the word B because I don't bring that into my world, but bad things happen, that if you are a good person that always invests in your relationship, that you'll be able to call in the favor. And that was one thing Jason shares in his story, is just that you can take everything from them, but you can't take my relationships. And it is in that foundation that we as entrepreneurs get to dream bigger, focus on crazy ambitious goals, knowing that we have the foundation of those people to support us to achieve that. And I think that is probably the most exciting part about going out, investing in relationships, connecting with people, adding value, is that this is something that will pay dividends for decades. And it takes so little time that will have such a huge impact on your mindset, on your confidence, on your ability to learn really fast, solve big problems. That is just the best ROI on your time. And it's why I wished I could have went back and started sooner. So quick recap on how you invest in relationships. Number 1, go out. Number 2, host dinners. Number 3, perfect your intro. Number 4, add value. Number 5, stay connected. So I mentioned at the beginning of this episode, I want to share with you a framework I created called the Dream 100 that I teach my coaching clients. The way this works is really simple, and you can click the link below to get access to that training, but it's understanding that there's 3 core types of groups of people that you need to connect with. The peers, these are people on the journey. The advisors, the folks that have the missing information that really round out your expertise. And the mentors, the people that have already been where you want to go that can give you perspective on vision. Sometimes I joke that mentors are people you turn to instead of your parents. I dive way deeper on that topic in the training, so you can click the link below to get access to that. If you like this video, be sure to click the like button, leave a comment. I would love to hear from you, and also share it with anybody that you think it could add value to. And as per usual, I want to challenge you to live a bigger life and a bigger business, and I'll see you next Monday. Ooh, this is a good one. This is a good one.